Here's your weather briefing for this Sunday morning, November the 20th. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray. And I don't know if you've been following the news in the lake effect snow regions of New York, up around Buffalo and Watertown, but absolutely perfect conditions for some incredible snowfall amounts. Orchard Park, New York, in 24 hours picked up 77 inches of snow. That's from Friday night, or from Friday until Saturday morning. And I'm sure they had more snow after this graphic was created by the National Weather Service in Buffalo. At the Buffalo airport, they received 17.2 inches, setting a new record for the 19th. And last night, they picked up 5 inches of rain, or 5 inches of snow, in just 1 hour as the Snowband finally shifted over Buffalo and pushed to the south. So, an incredible amount of snow over northwestern New York. Watertown had similar amounts. And of course, the Bills game today has been moved to Buffalo. Nothing like that here. High temperatures on Saturday across Alabama were mainly in the 40s in areas north of I 20. Even some 40s down in the southwestern section. That's because the clouds got there earlier. Most folks in central Alabama up into North Alabama actually saw some sunshine in the morning. And it's kind of an interesting map where you see Pell City with one of the warmer temperatures, 52 degrees, didn't even get out of the 40s at the Birmingham airport. But the rain stayed well to the south. Low pressure tracking along the Gulf of Mexico pushed some rain up into South Alabama. They saw some precipitation as far north as Montgomery. Now, today, for your high temperatures, with that low tracking off to the east, we're going to be still cool across all of the area. Really, northern half of the state will stay in the 40s all day. Then we'll get out of the lower 40s up in northwest Alabama. We should see increasing sunshine, and a good supply of sunshine is in order. This is the GFS. So, showing the system out in the Gulf of Mexico, high pressure beginning to take control of our weather overnight tonight. Low temperatures will be in the 20s across the entire area. So a pretty good freeze for most places, and a bit of a hard freeze there for the Tennessee Valley. Turning our attention to Monday, this is the GFS showing another system taking shape there over the Western Gulf and Texas. Here in Alabama, we're high and dry. We'll see. We'll see a good supply of sunshine, maybe a little bit of increased clouds late in the day, but it will be substantially warmer than today with high temperatures in the middle 50s, only dropping to around 40 Monday night, upper 30s up in North Alabama. A few showers could reach parts of Alabama on Tuesday as that system in the Gulf gets its act together and begins to concentrate its power over the Florida Peninsula, moving up into Georgia and the Carolinas. But the especially the eastern half of the area could see a few showers on Tuesday, and we'll see our high temperatures climbing somewhere up into the into the middle to upper 50s across the area. Wednesday, that system's moving on off to the northeast. We get mostly sunny skies again and a bit of a warm up. High temperatures on Wednesday, rising to around 60 degrees on average across the area after starting off near 40 in the morning. Now here's Thanksgiving Day. So going back to Wednesday, that's of course the biggest travel day of the year. Supposedly, I think that's probably changed a bit this year. The equation a little bit different. Most school systems, a lot of school systems, out for the entire week next week. And if you were traveling last Thursday or Friday, you probably experienced some pretty long lines in security, and that's because I think the travel is a little more spread out this year. But if you are traveling on Wednesday, everything east of the Rockies should be pretty good. Maybe a few snow showers in Maine. There's a few showers there in the Outer Banks, eastern portions of North Carolina. Some snows in the northern Rockies and the Pacific Northwest. But most of the United States should be in pretty good shape as far as travel goes. On Wednesday here in Alabama, we're high and dry. We get into the lower 60s, as we said. Thursday, again, lower 60s. Storm system taking shape to the west of Alabama. We start off around 40 again, rise into the lower 60s during the day, but most of the day should be dry. I can't rule out a few showers Thursday night, but I think they'll come well after most of the day's activities are done. Now, concentration there over Louisiana on Friday. This is, of course, Black Friday, the big shopping day. And you can see showers edging their way into Alabama, and that's going to kind of be with us. Now, it looks like to me, Friday should feature a few showers, increasing wet weather for Saturday for the Iron Bowl. Maybe the heaviest rain, the most widespread rain comes Saturday night into Sunday, but I think there's a good chance of rain across much of the area, including Tuscaloosa, where the annual Iron Bowl will be held at 2:30 next Saturday. And so you might, if you're an Alabama Auburn fan, planning to make the trek to the game, wet weather gear may be in order. But now that forecast has changed many times over the past week. Lots of uncertainty there. We'll have to watch as we go. Moving out into Voodoo territory. This is the fourth and the fifth, showing mainly what I wanted to show you was the cool temperatures. Um, a couple other things I need to point out, though, and I didn't put the maps in the slides here for you to look at, but a couple of things. Could see a bit of a severe weather outbreak around that Wednesday. We'll have to watch that very carefully because it's going to actually warm up into the 70s. Dew points in the 60s, really high precipitable water values if the GFS is right. That's out in that 30th December 1st period. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And also, some signs that we could see a tropical depression over the Western Caribbean some point there around December 1st. But it appears with all these big troughs over the United States that it should keep it well to the south. If anything, it could turn it back to the northeast, back over Cuba, Bahamas. I guess it could brush South Florida, but that doesn't look likely. And of course, that could change 1,000 times between now and then, too. This is the National Blender model showing those temperature ranges over the next several days. We're in the 40s today, 50s Monday and Tuesday, 60s Wednesday and Thursday, back into the 50s, climbing slowly to near 60 degrees in our second week. WeatherBrain's great show this week about GIS. If you want to learn anything about that, of course, it was GIS Day on Monday, the day we did the show. And although that was not planned, it turned out to be a very nice coincidence. We'll have a fun show tomorrow night. We'll be talking to Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. He's actually chasing the lake effect snows in New York, and we'll have some interesting stories to tell. And we'll be talking about radar holes. We've got a pretty bad one in west central Alabama over to east central Mississippi, and there's a company called Climavision that's trying to do something about that. One of their principals will be talking to us on WeatherBrains, the weekly netcast that's all about weather. Well, that's your full briefing for this November 20th, Sunday. I have full notes on the blog, of course, an update on the forecast coming up at noon. And James will be back for 2 days tomorrow. And then he'll be working on a holiday schedule this week by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Then, of course, Scott will be back. I'll see you next Sunday. And as I always tell you, till I get that chance, as you get a chance outside, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.